Alright lads, how you all doing? My name's Hysteria and today I'm going to be doing a bit of first impressions on DayZ 2017. Now, for those of you who are wondering, DayZ 2017 is the latest mod for Arma 2. It's closely based on Rocket's version of DayZ that we all know and enjoy, but the creator of the mod, Shinkicker, has decided to give the mod a few tweaks to create the survival horror game that DayZ used to be. Now, current DayZ has lost the element of fear that it once had for me. Having played the game extensively, I now know that upon entering an area, I'll be almost guaranteed a weapon and the supplies I need to survive. Or that killing a sniper looking down on Electro can generally get me fully geared. And while getting all my equipment early in the game is a great reward, I can't help but feel that it's a bit too easy. And that's kind of where DayZ 2017 comes into play. Right, DayZ 2017 is set in Shannara, 5 years after the zombie outbreak of DayZ. The items are scarce, military weapons have been used up, and vehicles have felt the full extent of the apocalypse, and they've become rusted and generally modified to protect the driver from the infected. It kind of feels more like The Road, by the book by Cormac McCarthy, in that the players look like tattered hobos rather than, having baseball caps and ghillie suits and all those nice things. Like, I noticed that my player that I have in DayZ, he wears a pair of rounded spectacles and they're gone in DayZ 2017, supposedly lost or destroyed over the years, and it's the little things that make the mod, such a fresh experience, and I do place an emphasis on little, because in DayZ 2017, more has been removed from the game than added. A vast majority of the weapons have been removed, leaving behind only the lower tiered weapons that we would find in farms and supermarkets. In a recent trip to the Northwest Airfield, it proved to be a waste of time as I came away with a bottle of water and some revolver ammo. I also noticed that there are still helicopter crash sites, although they don't really feature much other than trash and scarce amounts of ammo. The weapons I've seen so far are the Lee Enfield, the Winchester 1887, the double barrel shotgun, and the revolver and the compound crossbow. Now, I think the CZ550's in it, and I think the M1911 and the Makarov are in it, but I haven't seen these yet. We originally think of these weapons as poor when compared to the snipers and assault rifles that we're used to seeing. I spent 4 hours looting through Berezino with only a hatchet, trying to find one of these, and by no means are they as common as you might think. Having searched the entire town, I finally found myself a Lee Enfield, and I was more happy than the first time I found an AS-50. Ammo for the weapons is also quite scarce, so I need to conserve it carefully and fire only when I'm certain I can hit my target, because any unnecessary shots and you might not have the ammo to take someone out. Also, tinned food and sodas are really, really rare to find. You can spawn with a water bottle and some green chem lights, so yeah, that's not really great. Although the water bottles are quite commonly found, so grab as many as you can and always know where the nearest pond or well is so that you can fill it back up. As for food, you'll mainly have to survive off cooked meat. Don't worry about this, because as I imagined, it seemed that in the 5 years of humanity's extinction, animals have repopulated, and now you're never really too far away from your next meal. Supermarkets aren't as useful as they once were though, but you'll still find yourself trying your luck every time you pass one. There's even less there than there originally was, but you can still find all your tools there, such as hunting knives and matches. There are also high grade backpacks there, so you can carry more loot. Hospitals, however, still have the same amount of medical supplies than in DayZ, and I hope this is something that's patched, because it's really easy just to get yourself 5 blood bags and morphine from hospitals. It should be on par with everything else. I found myself looting more barns and houses than, say, deer stands and military tents, because there's nothing really worth in military spawns. They're kind of useless in this game. It's the barns and the residential areas that you want to keep your eye on. Unfortunately, however, this also increases the chance of meeting other players due to the lack of military equipment. New players will still venture to Sari Sabor and the airfields, but they'll only do this once because it's not worth the journey anymore. More players will wander the fields and roads, so there are a few high traffic areas other than the 3 main cities and the coast where you spawn. So it can get quite lonely out there in the wilderness, and some players will find themselves bored, so it's best to try and buddy up for a better experience. As for your fellow survivors, many of them will be just like you, desperate and hungry. I've noticed that players will mainly shoot on sight at you. The only reason they'll be friendly is if they're unarmed, which a lot of them are, seeing as weapons is hard to come by. Since it is so difficult to gear up, I've noticed that players will be more defensive so that they don't lose the loot that they've spent hours finding. The vehicles are rusted and they perform quite poorly. It's difficult to notice a drivable vehicle because from a distance they look burnt out, just like the majority of other vehicles that you see on the road. And I have to say, vehicles even more important than it was in DayZ, because you can often starve on your long trips on foot or just get mauled by zombies. I've even seen a drivable tank. However, it's no better than a bus because the guns are broken and it's extremely loud. Like, I asked him side chat to the tank driver where he was, and I found out that he was over 2 kilometers away from me. So it's quite a hefty price to pay for an armoured fortress. Right, just wrapping things up, DayZ 2017 is definitely worth a play. While it may not suit some players, others would enjoy a hardcore DayZ. You'll definitely get a kick out of it if you like that. It can get boring if you can't be guaranteed a gunfight at the Northwest Airfield, but when you do eventually find a foe, and you will, your heart will start racing. So that's just wrapping it up, lads. I do want to play more of this mod. I want to explore it a bit more. This has just been a first impressions video. If you did like this video, then please leave a like or just spread it around or something on Twitter, so other people can learn about this mod and we can get the servers full up. I will be doing live streams where if guys want, they can come on to DayZ 2017 with me and we'll try and survive the zombie apocalypse together. Anyway, lads, this has been Hysteria, so I just want to thank you all very much for watching and good luck.